Hello, and welcome to this episode where we talk about smart food popcorn cross crunch berries. I didn't ask for this. You didn't ask for this. I'm sure no one asked for it, and that's okay because we don't need to ask for things we don't even know what's best for us.
Welcome to Cereal Snob.
Give me some of that.
And welcome back to another episode of Cereal Snob. Today I'm trying something kind of new because I have a lot of things I want to review, but I don't want to make a specific video for each individual thing I'm reviewing. So today we're clumping a few things together, okay? So first we're gonna talk about the new Smart Food Cap'n Crunch Berries popcorn, which came out, which is just right here beside me. And then we're gonna talk about 3 cereals, which are all new: Minecraft, Lucky Charms Honey Clovers, and of course, Caramel Apple Jacks. First, I want to talk about the Smart Food Cap'n Crunch popcorn because I literally just had no idea what to expect when I had this snack. First off, the only reason I know Smart Food exists as a brand is because of the white cheddar popcorn that they make. My sister has been literally eating that her whole life, and as her younger brother, I almost never got any. So I didn't really get addicted to it, but that's all I knew them for. So I thought, when I saw this, I think popcorn plus Cap'n Crunch, which I guess I thought was just maybe kettle corn plus Cap'n Crunch, but I was totally wrong. It is berry flavored popcorn plus crunch berries. And the berry flavor, while not identical to the crunch berries, it's like a toned down version of the crunch berries themselves. So if I were to put it in like an equation, 1 piece of popcorn equals 1, and 1 piece of crunch berry probably equals 4. And by 1 or 4, I mean flavor. So when you get a piece of popcorn and the crunch berry together, it is actually really, really good. And I love the crunch and the mix of textures and flavors. I think it's really great. Weird at first, but as I was just kind of like, I had it out, like, look, this bag is basically empty. And while I do have a bowl here, it's just 1 bowl left. And as you can tell, it looks pretty cool. And you can see like little, I think they're crunch berry specks on the popcorn, but it might be the actual flavor that they throw in there themselves. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that this stuff is pretty dang good, and I recommend if you like popcorn as a snack or crunch berry flavored or just want something that's like slightly different, this is really honestly a win. And this is available like right now, but it is limited edition, so get it while you can. Okay, and now on to the cereal. First, we're talking today about Minecraft Creeper Crunch. This was announced not too long ago, maybe just a little over a month. And I initially was very, very excited for this, and this is why I hate expectations, because Kellogg's is making this cereal, and let me read you what this cereal is described as. It's a cinnamon-flavored cereal with marshmallows. And when I think of Kellogg's making a cinnamon-flavored cereal with marshmallows, I think of one cereal in particular, one of my all-time favorites, the Scooby-Doo cereal from the early 2000s. That stuff was impossibly good. I would get it anytime I had the chance. I remember only finding it at like Albertsons for over $5 a box, which was a lot, but at the time it was worth it for me, so I would buy it as a teen just so I could have it because it was so good. But then there's this cereal, which is good flavor-wise, but when you open it up, it smells like cinnamon, but the cinnamon spice, not the cinnamon from like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And the pieces themselves are oaty, but they lack any real flavor or density, like they're very puffed up oaty oats, and because of that, they get soggy like immediately quick. In fact, Scarlett poured a bowl, and well, these were her thoughts. First impressions?
It's super plain.
Yeah,
Super plain.
She wasn't a fan, and neither was I. And she said she'd give it a 4.5 out of 5, and I tend to agree because this cereal, while not terrible, is just so plain. It feels like it's not all the way there. And what I like most about it is I do like the marshmallows, the little green squares that make up the different colors of a creeper. I think that's a cool touch. Simple, but cool, right? So one thing I have to mention about this box though, and I only know I should mention this because my daughter was very much excited about it, was that on each box you get to unlock 1 item for your character skin in Minecraft. Normally these are paid items, and Scarlett has recently asked me to buy these things for her on Minecraft, but this is free, so if your kids can get it and get it for free, or if you're the person that buys in-game skins for Minecraft, this is kind of a win. There are 10 different items available that you can get. We unlocked the Sapphire Adventure Cloak. Wow. Next up, we have the Lucky Charms Honey Clovers, which I think, again, I got in trouble with this because my expectations when I first thought about Lucky Charms Honey Clovers were, ooh, Lucky Charms are good, but if Lucky Charms and Honey Nut Cheerios had a baby in some way, that could be like really good, right? Well, first off, that is absolutely not what happened. This is like an adopted child that they just threw Lucky Charms marshmallows in. Like the closest thing I could relate this to is Kix cereal with marshmallows from Lucky Charms. And the honey flavor in here, and although it says made with real honey, it's definitely not a lot of honey because the pieces do not in any way taste like honey. Now, I guess there is some small chance that the marshmallows, because there are so many of them, too many in my opinion, and that flavor is so bold that the honey flavor is so subtle that you don't get the right mixture. But I had a couple bowls of this, and while I think objectively it is just a decent cereal, because most cereals are decent, this just didn't stick out in any way, shape, or form. I give it a 6 out of 10, okay? Back of the box is pretty cool though. If you care to check it out, I really just like how it's green and gold, and there's a couple things to do, not a ton, but I thought it was, worthwhile. So that's that. And then lastly, we have the caramel Apple Jacks. Now, whether you say caramel or caramel matters very little, because I say caramel when I'm not thinking about it, and if I'm conscious of the word, I say caramel. So there's that. A little backstory to Apple Jacks. While I think Apple Jacks are a good cereal and I'll enjoy eating it if it's provided, I don't ever crave Apple Jacks. I never buy Apple Jacks, and it's not on my list of my favorite cereals, but decent, right? So when I heard caramel Apple Jacks, I got excited because caramel as a flavor I think is severely underused in cereal, and when it is used well, like in the Lion cereal from Europe, it's fantastic. But again, it's not used very often, right? So I got excited about this. So I poured myself a bowl yesterday, and you'll notice on the pieces on the box, there are lots of these little brown specks, which I would assume they want me to think is the caramel coating, but the actual cereal pieces themselves don't really have that. Now, this cereal does smell a whole lot like artificial caramel, which is nice. It's a pleasant smell, and eating it dry is worthwhile. I think you or anyone lucky, you get artificial apple, this artificial caramel, and together it makes a pretty decent snack, dry. But when you pour the milk, that's when everything just gets lost, in my opinion. The milk really, really washes out the flavor in general, and I just don't think it's that good when you add the milk. And because of that, the whole cereal itself is just kind of becomes like this bland, wet milkiness that you get kind of some apple, kind of some caramel, but not really a ton of any of it. But anyways, that's how I feel about the caramel Apple Jacks. I don't think it's too great, so I give it a 6 out of 10. But that is it for today, folks. So tell me what you think about the cereal in the comments below. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, all 3 of these are readily available now, just like the popcorn. So if you want it, go get it. Tell me how you feel about it, and we'll talk soon. Okay? See you later.